Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Cash for College Professional Development webinar. This webinar is a part of a series sponsored by Cash for College. Our topic for today is College Signing Day. This is the second time we'll be covering today's College Signing Day webinar. We're excited to share the latest tools and resources when it comes to having a college signing day at your school. As we wait for a couple of other people to join, I'd like to go ahead and launch a poll just to get a little bit more information about where you're from. So you should see a poll popping up on your screen to let us know what part of the state you serve and what your role in your community is. So while we wait for others to join, we'll just go ahead and let that stay up there. And while you tell me about yourselves, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Colby Leopard. I'm the advocacy coordinator at Alabama Possible, which is a statewide nonprofit organization. I'd also like to take a moment just to say thank you to our sponsors. Our sponsors are what makes this professional development webinar series possible. A special shout out today to the Alabama State Department of Education. Dr. Willetta Connor is our guest speaker today, and she will be reviewing all things College Signing Day. So just another couple seconds on the poll. All right, so we have some counselors, a lot of South Alabama. All right, so before we move into the bulk of today's webinar, I'd like to just cover a couple of housekeeping rules. First, this webinar will be recorded and posted to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Alabama Possible. After today's recording, you will be able to find this webinar as well as all the other webinars that we've recorded throughout this year on our YouTube channel. Those topics include Introduction to the Alabama College Campaign, FAFSA 101, Advanced FAFSA Completion, Verification, Completing the FAFSA for Students and Families of Mixed Immigration Status, and a whole treasure trove of other topics that you could find useful for implementing in your school. Please feel free to submit questions throughout the webinar today. There are two ways to submit questions to us. The first one is through the Q&A feature, which you'll see in the toolbar through Zoom, which is how we're presenting today's webinar. So you just click on that Q&A button, type in your question, and it'll be sent directly to me. The other way is through the chat feature. Same thing, just type in your question and hit enter, and it'll pop over to me. I will either hold until the end of the slide if the question is pertinent to what we're discussing at the moment, or we can cover questions at the end. I also just wanted to let you know that even if you don't have any questions during today's webinar, we are always here to answer your questions. Both Dr. Connor and I are happy to answer any questions, and I'll be sure to include both of our contact information in the follow-up email after today's webinar. And again, we want this webinar series to be about what is most useful to you. So if you have a topic that you would like to see covered in a webinar, please feel free to send those webinar ideas over to us. Here's our email address and our phone number. And again, I'll include that in my follow-up email today as well. I also wanted to share that you're invited to the 2019 Cash for College Celebration and Professional Development Workshop. We have finally confirmed our date and location. That's going to be Thursday, June 27th, with registration beginning at 9. That workshop and celebration is going to be at Trenholm State Community College in Montgomery. To reserve your seat at the celebration and workshop, just go to our Facebook page. There's an event there that will take you to our Eventbrite page. Speaking of social media, I wanted to encourage all of you to follow us on social media so that you have access to all the latest when it comes to FAFSA completion here in Alabama. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/Cash for College AL. Twitter is @Cash4College AL, and Instagram is Cash for College AL. So please feel free to follow us on social media as well. So before we jump into College Signing Day, I just wanted to give a little recap on where we are with the Alabama College Campaign so far this year. So, a reminder that the Alabama College Campaign is a partnership between Cash for College and the Alabama State Department of Education. And our objective is that every high school senior in the state of Alabama complete their free application for federal student aid or FAFSA and at least one college application. This year, we have 331 schools from across the state participating in the campaign. You can see here a map that shows that we have schools really from all over the state, and we have at least one school registered in every county. That's all 67 counties in the state of Alabama. The way that the campaign works is we provide professional development opportunities, such as this webinar, as well as the end of year celebration and professional development workshop, as well as access to data. More on that in a little bit. Partnerships, including ourselves and the Alabama State Department of Education, as well as media, both traditional and social media, and then friendly competition to encourage FAFSA completion improvement and high FAFSA completion rates at your school. So far this year, over 21,000 seniors have filed the FAFSA here in the state of Alabama, securing more than $51 million in financial aid that can be used to pay for post-secondary education. However, at the same time, over 30,000 seniors have not filed their FAFSA in the state of Alabama, and there's still over $73 million in financial aid that's left unclaimed. So we really want to put an emphasis on this strong finish in helping connect as many high school seniors to the financial aid they need to pursue post-secondary educations as possible. Just as a bit of a comparison, at this point in time, or I guess at the end of the FAFSA cycle last year, Alabama had a 4.8% increase in FAFSA completions. That was best for fourth highest improvement rate in the country. This year, we're actually down about 4% through the year, so down 4% compared to last year. So again, the emphasis as we approach the end of this school year is on getting those numbers up and again, connecting as many students to the financial aid they need for post-secondary education as possible. A couple of ways to do that are to track your FAFSA completions using the Cash for College data dashboard. That dashboard is available on our website, alabamapossible.org. You can follow the trail to Cash for College data dashboard there. The Cash for College data dashboard tracks FAFSA completions at the state, county, district, and school level. So you're able to see when you're having success with FAFSA completions at your school and where you might be able to improve. In addition to that, educators have access to the Alabama Commission on Higher Education Student Lookup Portal. This allows you to track FAFSA completions all the way down to the individual student, so you can give personalized attention to those students that have not filed their financial aid forms yet. If you don't have access to the AIC Student Lookup Portal, please get in touch with us so that we can help you find access to it. It's a really, really powerful tool that helps you really find FAFSA completion success at your school. And so on that, as we approach the end of the year, just a quick reminder that the FAFSA is open through the end of June. So even though the school year ends, your students can still file their FAFSA and receive financial aid for the next school year. That's the 2019-2020 school year. So please remind your students that even if they have not filed their FAFSA by the time they graduate, there is still time for them to submit those forms and receive financial aid before the beginning of the next school year. So on that note, I'd like to go ahead and start talking about what's new in the world of College Signing Day. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and hand things over to Dr. Connor. Dr. Connor, you just go ahead and select share screen and take it away.
Good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you perfectly, and I see your screen.
Thank you, Kobe, and thank you all for joining us today for this webinar. And I hope that you are excited about College Signing Day, and that you have saved the date on your calendar for May the 1st, 2019. And this is a statewide initiative for the state of Alabama in conjunction with a national College Signing Day, which is celebrated on May the 1st, 2019 nationwide. So our webinar today, we just want to go over some facts with you, and if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Today, this webinar will cover what is College Signing Day, goals and basic responsibilities for schools that are planning to host an event or events, the College Challenge, how to get involved, and also how to celebrate. What is College Signing Day? This is our 5th year with this initiative that was started by the former First Lady, Ms. Michelle Obama, and Reach Higher. And as part of the college application campaign, we've already have our students to apply to college, and also with the Cash for College campaign. Hopefully you have already have all your students to complete their FAFSA. And with that said, now it's time for us to celebrate. Those students who have done the first 2 lead works with the college application, also completing the FAFSA, and they have chosen the schools that they're planning to go to, now it's time for us to celebrate. So College Signing Day is a chance to rally around your local students and to show them support and celebrate their choice in making a commitment to higher education. This movement is for educators, counselors, and parents to encourage those headed to college to inspire and encourage others. And please note that even though we call it College Signing Day, we know that not 100% of our students may have applied to college. Many of our students may be going on to the military or going on to other adventures in life, but we're celebrating whatever their choice is. So many of our schools do not call it, per se, the name College Signing Day. We have different names. They call it College and Career Day. So you may call your event whatever you like, but we're celebrating the success of our students is our main goal with the College Signing Day initiative. Reach Higher is one of the main sponsors along with Better Make Room. And Reach Higher's goal is to provide encouragement and activating educators, counselors, and other adults to help our students see college as an option. And those 4 components, when we speak of college, it may include at a traditional 4-year college, it could be a 2-year community college, or it could be through an industry recognized training program. And also Reach Higher provided this initiative to support our school counselors, and we'll talk about a little bit later some funding and other sources that you can receive to help sponsor your College Day events or event. Also, Better Make Room is one of the sponsors, and their goal was also to get students a space to declare their commitment to their future and engage with others. And also, they see this as a peer-to-peer encouragement model that speaks to students in their own language, because they're the ones that are doing the talking. Aims to elevate college students to the level of celebrities and say to the world, these young people are about to do something great. We better make room. And that is so, so very important that we encourage the students during their efforts. And also not just to encourage our seniors, we're celebrating our seniors, but most importantly, we're looking at our underclassmen to make sure that they are ready and they have followed the correct process when they become seniors. So together, Better Make Room and Reach Higher initiatives are to create a community around higher education, giving everyone a way to participate that resonates with them. So those were our goals with that. The other goals are to recognize the hard work of students who pursue a post-secondary education, whether, like I said earlier, whether it's a 2-year program, 4-year, or through an industry recognized credential, or those students who may be going to the military. So to encourage every high school to celebrate College Signing Day at their school and in their community. And even though May the 1st is the National College Signing Day, if that day is not feasible for your particular school or your community, you may schedule your event at any time during late April. We're about a week and a half out before May 1st, or you could do it later in May. And many schools celebrate College Signing Day during their senior awards day. And also, each school has the opportunity to utilize the toolkit. There's a toolkit that is provided from Reach Higher and Better Make Room to help you to host a successful signing day with your students. The basic responsibilities for those who are participating, and I'm sure some of you may have already participated in years past. You are to host a college signing day at your school or in your community. And we try to encourage this to be during the school day because most students will be able to participate and be there during the day. Some of them may, not be able to get back after hours or after the school day ends. Also, we're asking you to apply for a grant to host a college signing day, and this will help you with the funding, and also to share details of your event with the Reach Higher and Better Make Room team. And we will also encourage you all to send pictures and write-ups about your particular event and your students. And I'll ask you to send those in to me as well here at the State Department. Any questions so far?
No questions coming in just yet, but I'll keep an
Okay.
eye on it. And if we do, I'll pause and we answer them then.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just check and see if it. Okay. Reach Higher has also joined in with the common application. We have two common apps. We have the common application that has a list of over 800 diverse colleges and universities. And then we also have the Black college application, where students just pay like a $35 fee, and they're able to apply to basically any of the schools that are listed in those common apps. So Reach Higher has joined with them, and also note the Common App is a nonprofit organization, and students just pay a one-time fee, and then they can apply, like I said, to any of the schools that are listed there, and they'll have to do one application. Members include more than 800 diverse colleges and universities for the Common App, and the Black College application the Black College application has over 33 historically Black colleges and universities listed there. So that gives students an opportunity to pay a one-time fee, but they're able to submit their applications to several schools that they are interested in applying to. And we have more than 1 million students that apply to college using the Common App free online application system. So that's another plus for your students, helping them to save money. Now, let's look at the college challenge. Many of you ask, why go through the college signing day, the college application week, the cash for college? The challenge is that education after high school is a critical part of a successful future. College graduates have more opportunities than those who choose not to pursue their education past high school. According to a Georgetown Center on Education and Workforce, college graduates are set to make 84% more over their lifetimes than high school graduates. And we know the more education, the more money. So we want to prepare our students. Our mission here for the state of Alabama is every child college and career ready, so that they can afford those opportunities to live a better life. So an education is worth way more than just a higher paycheck. It's the most valuable asset that a person can have. And many of our young people today aren't choosing to pursue higher education. So we just need to take a more active role in encouraging them and motivating them when our students do apply to college, making sure that we celebrate and we're highlighting their choices to go to school. Also, we want to support our students and encourage young people to reach higher. We want to create a framework for young people to commit to higher education. We want to share their stories. And also, we want to inspire others to reach higher. So those are our main goals with college applications, cash for college, and also college signing day. How can you get involved? Hosting an event, there is a toolkit that is available, and you could go to bettermakeroom.org to get additional information there. But a lot of the information that I'm sharing with you today during the webinar, that information is also there in that link at Better Make Room. So this will give you a better idea of what you can do, what you would like to do. And you can make your college signing day event as big as large as you want, or you can make it small. And we're going to look at some ways that you could do. You may not want to do everything that is suggested, especially if this is your first year sponsoring an activity. But many of those activities are going to be similar to what you have done if you participated in college application week. But the most important thing that you need to do is get your students excited about celebrating their success. Treat your event as it's a pep rally, and we all like pep rally. That's a fun time. Ask your students to wear the t-shirts from their school of choice. Invite people from the community to celebrate. This is something that everybody should be proud of. So we want the parents there, we want community leaders, the mayor, everybody that can come, we want to invite them. Also, some other ways that you can celebrate is to design a commitment to my future. And this is for a pledge to your students that, that they would continue to work toward college attainment, that they would make a commitment to go to college. Also, you can coordinate a college field trip. We know students are always excited about visiting different schools, so this would be a good opportunity for them to go and see exactly what a school has to offer. Also, you could host a family college night, inviting the family to come out, and also invite college representatives to come and speak with your students. You could take photos of students in a cap and gown with signs of what they want to be when they grow up. And it would be a good idea because your seniors are getting ready to graduate and your ninth graders are just beginning, to have your ninth graders to do a picture also in a cap and gown, because they are your future seniors, and have them to think, okay, 3 years from now, this will actually be you. So taking photos of those ninth graders in the cap and gown and then having them to compare with your seniors is a really, really good idea, because it motivates them, even though they're just getting started, to see, okay, this is me in 3 years from now. Have students to research colleges that they're interested in, and especially at the middle school, because a lot of our students attend athletic events at our higher education institutions, but we want them to learn more about those schools. So have them to do a research project and talk about how much it costs, why they decided that particular school. Does that particular school have their major? And especially the cost. So those are some things that you can start early with your middle school students. Also, you could design a bulletin board with school staff photos. The students always like to see photos of their teachers and administrators and what schools they attended. And also do a map of where they attended college. You can also have your staff to dress in their school gear, whichever college or university, or several colleges and universities, because many of our staff may have several degrees and may have attended several schools. And this will give our students a good idea of what your school is about, why you attended that school, and just encourage and motivate them about that particular school that they're planning to attend. Also, host a door decoration contest. A lot of this was done during college application week. During the door decorating contest, you can have your seniors to highlight their pictures and also to list which schools they're planning to attend, or have them to write about why they chose that particular school. Also, you can host a college student and have that student to come back and speak about their path to college during an assembly. Our students always love to hear from their peers, even though we tell them the same thing, but it's always good for them to hear it from their peers, because they always see it as if this student is from where I'm from, and they're close to my age, and they can really resonate with them on why that particular student went to that college If that student is successful, then they know that if that student is successful, then their chances are that I can be successful. So it just gives them a positive outlook on what they can and what it's like in college. Okay, now we want to look at how this event can be funded. There are two sites here. You have the donorschoice.org and you have the College Football Playoff Foundation. Those two foundations have joined together to provide funds for teachers, counselors, and others that are working in the schools to provide funds to help assist with preparing events and hosting events for college signing day. And these two organizations will provide the opportunity to apply for a $500 grant towards the college signing day event. The money can be used to buy supplies, and they will give you a list of over 20 vendors. Once you go to their website, you'll see a list of over 20 vendors that you could choose to buy materials and supplies and resources from. Also, to begin the running to receive the money, there are some guidelines. The first step is that you must register. You must register your event at the bettermakeroom.org college signing day. And the link is here, so you can write that link down or go back to it later once the webinar is over. But there you will register your event. And then also you could go to donorschoice.org/teachers. And you could create a school counselor or a teacher account. So please remember, this is not just for counselors. You could be a teacher or counselor or someone else that works in the school. And this is for all levels. This is for elementary, middle, and high school. Even though we're celebrating our seniors at the high school level, but events can be held at all levels, at the elementary, middle, and high school. So we want to encourage all of our counselors and also teachers to go on this site and register to apply for the $500 grants. And I think last year they did over 250 grants. So money is out there. We just need you all to apply, and I'll show you. I know of one school or two schools here in Alabama that did receive the $500 grant, and we got some pictures from there. But the account holders must be current educators at a public elementary, middle, or high school. Also, you will create a project for the materials that you need for college signing day. And then once your project has been screened by the Donor's Choice team, you will be notified with next steps by the donorchoice.org team. So they will evaluate the materials in your project that you send to them, and then you will get the results on which schools have been approved for the project. And I'm thinking this has to be one per school. So you may want to collaborate with some other people at your schools to come up with your project. Also, you could go to the link info@reachhigher.org. You will submit your project there. If your project is approved, then you will go there to submit it with the link to your project. And then also on that website, they have some other information there on how to raise funds to support your college day activities. Are there any questions listed for the college funding? Kobe, anybody have questions?
Not right now, but we can hold for a moment if anybody has
Okay.
questions about funding or grants, because I know that this is a very important part of the presentation today, just to make sure that everybody knows there's funding out there and that they should be taking advantage of these opportunities.
Okay.
No questions at this
Part
time.
on the funding. Now we'll look at celebrating on social media. We do want you to highlight your students and their accomplishments, and we will have a thing set up here at the State Department, working on getting our state hashtag so we could submit our information and have pictures submitted here. But we do want you to highlight your students and their accomplishments. And for many of our students, We think that this is something small. Well, we don't, but many other people do. But this is really, really important because a lot of our underrepresented population just getting the money and being able to apply to college and get accepted. That's a big deal. So we want to highlight that, and we also want to share photos of those students wearing their college gear and holding the signs stating which schools that they're attending. And like I said, if you have students that may not be attending college, but they're going to the military, have those students to wear their military uniform because that is just important. That is their career choice. Like I said, we call it College Signing Day, but it's actually College and Career Day for all of our students, for those that may not be planning to attend college at this moment. Okay, also we want you to celebrate by posting your pictures and information on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. And these are the hashtags, with the hashtags. And we should be getting a hashtag for Alabama, so I'll have that available once that is approved. Also, we have the hashtag College Signing Day and hashtag Better Make Room. And we know that those two sites are, useful for you to post. And I know a lot of people post there during college application week as well. Also, we invite you to host a digital college signing day. This is again posting photos on social media using alums in your college gear. And we also encourage staff to describe their fondest college memories in their social media posts. The students love to hear about your college life, what you were involved in, did you participate in sports. They just love to know, what your involvement was and why you attended the school. They always want to know, but why did you attend that school? And what were your choices? Did you go on scholarship? They'll ask you that, and how much it costs. And of course, we know the cost is a lot different from when we were in school. Of course, I was in school back in the 80s, and we like to tell them about the difference in the cost and everything. Show your school spirit by reminding new students that making the commitment to higher education is worth it. Officially congratulate your students and welcome all your students committing to attend by reposting their photos. And those are your sites here. You got at Reach Higher for Twitter and at Better Make Room. For Instagram, at Reach Higher 2020 and also at Better Make Room. For Facebook, postings is at Reach Higher and also Better Make Room. So those are the sites that you would go to for your digital college signing day, and have your students and other people in your community to follow you. And I will also do the same here at the State Department. Okay, who should be involved? Of course, we want everybody to be involved, because when something positive is going on with our students, we all should be celebrating. That should be front page of the newspaper, because we always hear about the bad things that always make the front page, the cover page. But this is something really positive. So we want our parents involved, our teachers, counselors, administrators, your passionate faculty. So everybody should be involved with your college signing day, and everybody can get involved. So it's just a matter of asking and inviting them, all of your staff at your schools, to participate. And your students, get ideas from your students. They know how to best inspire and encourage their peers. And the students will give you some really, really good ideas. Also, your local elected officials. You will want your mayor, your city councilman and councilwomen, your state representatives, celebrities or people of influence. If you have someone who is a celebrity or a person of influence in your community that will come back and talk with your students, or even having a former student that they highly respect to come back and deliver a speech on that day, that would really, really be good. Also, invite your local media, broadcasters, or reporters from your major newspaper because this is news that should be shared with everyone. And we want the television stations there, broadcasters, the radio, also newspaper to cover those events that you're having at your schools. Also, Better Make Room has a template that is provided to invite those people out or to get the information out to your news media. So all that information is there in that toolkit. So it will help you um, to solicit the support of other people in your community and also in your school. And just getting your underclassmen and lower levels at the middle school and the elementary also involved makes a big, big difference because these will be the students who will be our future graduates and they will be going on to college. And that's the message that we do want to send, that college is available and you want them to be prepared when they get to become seniors. Okay, when should you host your event? Like I said earlier, May 1st is the National Signing Day, and also that's the date that we have set for Alabama. But you are invited to celebrate at a time that is best for your schedule. So that may be April or it may be later in May. But we do encourage you to try to do it the first week of May because most of your students really should have already made a commitment by May 1st because there are some deadlines on information and as far as financial aid and getting everything in to those schools. So the first week of May would be really, really important. But you may schedule your event or events at the time that is best or most feasible for your school. Where should you host your event? You can have it in your school gym, your local sports team field, your school district football field, local community center, your school auditorium. And many of you may have other places that you have come up with, but these are some ideas that you could use to host your event. And I'm going to share a few college signing day events from 2017 and 2018. And we're hoping that you will share your pictures with me this year for college signing day, so we'll have those pictures available. Sure. When I stated earlier about the grants, Ramsey High School, located in Birmingham, did receive a $500 grant. And these are some of the pictures, and you can see that the staff and students were involved. And the students are wearing their college gear for the schools that they are planning to attend. And then also you'll see background information for those students. So the $500 grant comes in very handy because it can help you offset many of the expenses and do other things that you would like to do as far as incentives for your students at your school. Okay, these are some events from College Application Campaign. On the far left, we have that's the Southside High Schools where their class celebrated, and they had 100% participation. Also, we have some other pictures here, and the one in the middle is our governor, Governor Kay Ivey, is celebrating over at ASU, and some students actually had a field trip over at ASU during the college application campaign. And on that far right picture at the top, the students that you see in the military here, a lot of those are students that were planning to go to the military. Okay, these next pictures also G.W. Carver High School that was celebrating over at the Aquadome, and that was with Miss Williams, was the counselor there. We have a group picture from students from Daveville High School, the counselor, Miss Howard, and that was a field trip also. And then we have a picture over here from Oakland High School from that Miss Dana Gray submitted, where students were actually signing off on where they were committed to go to college. And also, you could do the acceptance wall, like we did the our applied wall, and that's basically what that poster is over to the right. And we provided those posters to all of our counselors who requested those last year. So there are various ways that you can celebrate and get your students involved. And this is a picture from a student that was accepted to the University of South Alabama Passage to U.S. Certificate Program. This program is available with students for students that have special needs and meet the requirements. So when we say we want to get all of our students involved, it is very, very important that we include all students. And this is a special, like I said, special needs student here. But Keith Griffith is the student, and he will be taking, well, he is taking classes focused on building independence and developing work and social skills. So we know that there are programs out there available for all our students, and we're so happy to make sure that we recognize those successes for our special needs students as well. And actually, this was a link to the college signing day event at Paul W. Bryant High School, and I could not get this link to work, but they have several videos on their website. So when you get some time, you can go to that website and view the videos. And I actually have sent videos out statewide to our counselors and career coaches sharing that event. But they usually have their event early April, and I did receive an invitation about a week ago. They're doing it this year on May the 1st, but they actually have a ceremony just like a high school graduation, and they include all of their students, even though they do not have 100% of their students to apply to college. They have everybody to walk across the stage, and every student declare what their college or career goal is. And like I said earlier, they have the students that are planning to go to the military. They have the military gear on, and it's just a really, really exciting time. And not just Paul W. Bryant, but I witnessed this at other schools. I know I went to one at Francis Marion, and but I've gotten other videos that I will be sharing in the next week or so, just for you to get an idea of what your college signing day event can entail. So they do have it every year over at Paul W. Bryant High School, and I want to encourage you to go to their website and put up the link on the videos for college signing day. We know that college signing day, college application, all of this entails a lot of work. We're looking at successful post-secondary, helping our students to succeed, talking to them about careers, getting them college and career ready. And that's what this is all about, training and preparing them to be successful for life after high school. Our mission here at the State Department is every child college and career ready. So with that said, all of our students are college bound, and we just need to help them to make the best decisions on which colleges and what careers they will embark on. And that's a really, really important time for our students at all levels, because they start out at elementary and they may think, well, I want to do this, da da da. At the middle school, we start the career planning, where they take assessments to kind of help them to decide what their strengths and what area of their strengths and what particular careers. Out of the 16 career clusters, we introduce those to them and have them to do assessments to help them to develop their 4-year plans. And through those 4-year plans, they become seniors 4 years later. And we want most of them, hopefully, if not all, to be college bound or whatever their career choice is, that they will be ready. And that's the most important goal that we're looking at here in the state of Alabama. With that said, I'll take any questions at this
Great.
time.
Thank you so much, Willetta. And we will give our attendees just a couple of minutes to submit any questions that they may have. I know that a lot of the information um, is very straightforward, and the message is simple, that we'd like for every high school in the state to celebrate their students and to host some form of college signing day, whatever it is that works best for their school. And again, also that there is funding out there to help support college signing days,
Yes.
so that those schools might apply for that funding and use it to celebrate their seniors and inspire their underclassmen to again go on to pursue post-secondary education. While we wait to see if there are any questions, I did just want to say one thing with regards to some of the FAFSA statistics that I was sharing earlier about our completion rates as a state. Cash for College just published a new blog entry on our website that shares a couple of ideas from educators around the state about how to make the most of FAFSA completions at your school. So really just some ideas from your colleagues as to how best maximize FAFSA completion efforts at your school. I'd encourage everybody to go check that blog out. It is, again, on our website at alabamapossible.org. And I will include a link to that blog entry in our follow-up email after today's webinar as well. And then once again, I'd just like to say thank you to Willetta, to Dr. Connor, for taking the time to speak to you today and to speak with us today about College Signing Day. It really is an exciting opportunity, and so we're really grateful to have her expertise with us today. So I'm not seeing any questions come in, so I just want to remind everybody that even after the webinar, we are happy to answer any questions that you may have. I will include our phone numbers and email addresses in the follow-up email so that you have that at hand and can follow up with us directly with any questions that you may have. They can be about College Signing Day, any of the grant opportunities, or any other FAFSA questions or ideas that you may have. So with that said, again, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us for today's professional development webinar. Be on the lookout for a follow-up email from me, and I wish everybody a great day.
Same here.
All right. Bye, Willetta. Thank you so much.